Premiering in the 2021 winter season, Horimiya quickly won over an endearing fan base. The show focuses on high school relationships and takes what could be sad situations or anxiety-inducing misunderstandings and slowly unravels and solves them, ultimately showing character growth in a way that is pleasing and encouraging to watch. At the heart of the narrative is Kyoki Hori and Azumi Miyamura's unlikely friendship and its quick transition into romance. While both characters have aspects of themselves that are private or hidden from their peers, Miyamura's past is one filled with forced isolation, bullying, and feelings of worthlessness. Traumatic experiences he is forced to confront in the present to grow closer to his lover and friends. Though his attitudes change over the course of the anime's first season, here are 10 things fans found truly saddening about Horimiya's Miyamura. Before we dive in, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. This 1-second action will really help us for making more videos like that. Alright, let's get started.
あそこまで徹底して暗いと逆にすごいよね。誰のこと？宮村だよ。
Number 10. He was blamed for the death of school animals. As a member of the friend group that bullied and despised Miyamura in middle school, Makio Tanihara maintains his hostile attitude towards Miyamura when they encounter one another as third years in high school. Tanihara's negative feelings have, over the years, persisted as a result of the guilt he carried for his treatment of Miyamura. The extent of Miyamura's forgiveness and benevolence is revealed when Tanihara, having resolved to apologize in some way to atone for his past behavior, explains that he blamed Miyamura for the death of their middle school's rabbits, which resulted in his universal mistreatment. Tanihara had neglected to care for the bunnies, despite it being his responsibility, and this ultimately led to their deaths. Number 9. His new friend likes his crush. While Hori and Miyamura's friendships begin to take on romantic tones outside of school, one of Miyamura's first tentative friendships is tested when Toru Ishikawa's intent to ask Hori to be his girlfriend becomes known. Having been friendless and desperately wanting to nurture his new connection, Miyamura encourages Ishikawa's desire despite possessing feelings for Hori himself, though, as part of his low self-esteem, he doesn't believe Hori actually likes him. Miyamura and Ishikawa's friendship is tested when, after Hori rejects Ishikawa, the romance between her and Miyamura takes off in earnest. Although Miyamura doesn't want to hurt Ishikawa, and Ishikawa is happy for Miyamura in a bittersweet fashion, the two clash in a physical altercation that ultimately strengthens and affirms their bond as genuine. Number 8. He felt compelled to change his appearance. Deciding to make a change can be incredibly healthy, whether in outlook or even appearance, but Miyamura seems to make the decision to alter his look as a result of peer pressure. While no student in particular explicitly tells him to change, the negative chatter surrounding his relationship with Hori prompts him to cut his signature long hair. The decision stemmed from worrying that Hori's pristine reputation would be tarnished by her association with a drab and depressing loner. Miyamura's status is instantly altered by the change, as seen by the many girls who now find him attractive. Although the change is healthy and reflects a positive turning point in Miyamura's life, the impetus is one that speaks to the judgmental harassment he suffered for years. Number 7. His quiet demeanor prompts assumptions. Largely due to his tragic background and the resulting self-worth issues it caused, Miyamura hardly speaks in class. This silence is perceived in a multitude of ways by his classmates. Some take it to be weird or creepy, others think he feels above socializing, and others still just assume he is studious and focused. The absence of information or examples of personality generated by Miyamura's quietness prompts students to make assumptions or puzzle out of the mystery for themselves, which is further compounded by Miyamura's reluctance or refusal to interject on his own behalf. Number 6. He doesn't understand Hori's love for him. Unable to love himself, Miyamura spends a significant portion of Horimiya wondering why Hori is interested in him and worried she'll suddenly realize she doesn't actually care for him as he cares for her. These fears are often expressed with a comedic tone or played upon as material for jokes. But there are somber moments where Miyamura's struggle to see himself as someone worthy of love bursts through in dramatic and emotional fashion. Even after their loving connection is solidified over time, Miyamura reflects on what life would have been like if he had not been lucky enough to befriend and fall for Hori. Ultimately, he decides to trust Hori's decision to love him, and he uses this positive experience to nourish a better relationship with himself. But the persistence of this tragic conflict is one of Horimiya's prevailing themes. Number 5. He has spent the majority of school alone. At the beginning of Horimiya, Miyamura's loner stigma is his most pronounced feature to his classmates. Some, like Hori, don't even know his first name. More hyperbolically, bemoan the fact that they have no friends. But Miyamura has largely lived through middle school and high school with no one close to him. It is later revealed that Miyamura was saved from total isolation in middle school by Kyuchi Shindao, a popular and affluent boy who stood up to his other friends for Miyamura and maintained their friendship despite attending different schools. Without Shindao to serve as an avenue for his true personality to shine through, Miyamura is forced to choose between silently suffering as an outcast or mustering up the courage to form new connections. Number 4. He is scared to lose his friends. As Horimiya progresses and Miyamura finds himself surrounded by a group of friends and a girlfriend he cherishes, the former outcast can't help but fear losing everything and returning to a state of loneliness. The anxiety is often expressed in Miyamura's social awkwardness or moments of endearing naivety and emotional honesty when speaking with Ishikawa in private. With the deepening of their relationship and understanding of one another, Hori becomes aware of Miyamura's lack of self-worth and strives to encourage him by nurturing his ability to value himself. As the cast of characters balloons later in the series, Akane Yanagi, a new addition to the friend group, also recognizes Miyamura's fear, still present despite how close he has grown with his classmates, and attempts to assuage his worries. Number 3. He understands Honoka Sawada's loneliness. Initially, Honoka Sawada seems like an underclassman bashfully stalking her upperclassman crush. It quickly becomes apparent that rather than have a crush on Miyamura, she sees him as a rival for Hori's affection. Despite their childish squabbles in the name of love, Miyamura recognizes the sad loneliness within Sawada. As her fear of men and the grief she struggles with after losing her elder brother are uncovered by Miyamura, Sawada begins looking to her former rival as a surrogate sibling. While this connection is heartwarming, it is predicated not only on the tragic elements of Sawada's life, but also the experiences Miyamura has had with depression and being alone. Number 2. He is judged by his appearance. Many cliched adages deal with the relationship between appearances and opinions. Never judge a book by its cover, and one chance to make a first impression. Reinforcing these platitudes, Miyamura is assessed and classified by his looks, both in school and outside of it. His long hair, glasses, and penchant for reading during class give off the impression that he is studious. More pejoratively, a nerd, or that he is an otaku, which is someone who prioritizes their interest in games or entertainment, example anime and manga, over their ability to fit in with the majority of society. When he isn't at school, Miyamura's pinned-up hair, piercings, and tattoos give off a wildly different impression, one that is intimidating and frightening, as they suggest he is a delinquent. Number 1. He believed life wasn't worth living. Through flashbacks, it is revealed that Miyamura struggled with a depression so severe that he wasn't sure life was worth living. Practically friendless, with no end to his social isolation in sight, Miyamura didn't believe he could be happy with his life in school, as the place purportedly for budding friendships and learning had only ever been a source of pain. Through his relationship with Hori and the subsequent connections he makes with his classmates, Miyamura's perception is shifted, and he begins to take on a healthier, more optimistic outlook. This change is personified in the anime's final, where standing on top of the school, he bids farewell to his past self. That's all in this video.
No, dear.
Through this list, what are the things in common between you and Miyamura? Let me know that in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.